exercise 8.1, question number 5 and exercise 8.2, question number 7. Question number 5, write the following decimals as fractions and reduce the fractions to the lowest form. Write the following decimals as fractions. We want to write it as fractions and after that we want to reduce to the lowest form. 0.6. How we can write it in the form of a fraction, decimal fraction? 0.6 equal to, look at that, how many decimal places are there in the decimal part? How many places are there? Only one. Therefore, first of all what you have to do is, without the decimal point, write down the number, that is 6 by. You can see that in the decimal part only one decimal place, so it is a division by 10. So, which is equal to 6 by 10. So, please remember the decimal, we want to write it in the form of a decimal fraction first. So, the denominator will be either 10, 100 or 1000 depending upon the number of decimal places in the decimal part. So, it is a 6 by 10. Then we want to write it in the lowest form. How we can reduce the lowest form? We want to find out the common factor. Highest common factor, if it is possible, you can find out. Otherwise, step by step you can find out the factors and you can divide both numerator and denominator by that factor. 6 and 10, which is the highest common factor? 2. So, you have to divide both numerator and denominator by 2. So, 6 divided by 2, then 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 3 by 5. So, the fraction in the lowest form is 3 by 5. So, 6 by 10, the corresponding decimal fraction is 6 by 10 and the lowest form of 6 by 10 is 3 by 5. Now, 2.5. So, without the decimal point you consider the number, that will be the numerator 25 by, count the number of digits in the decimal part. How many decimal places? So, only one decimal place. Okay. So, that means only one digit in the decimal part, that means only one decimal place. So, it is a division by 10. So, 25 by 10. So, that is the corresponding decimal fraction. Now, reduce to the lowest form. Reduce to the lowest form. Find out the highest common factor for 25 and 10. Which is the highest common factor? 5. So, we can divide both numerator and denominator by 5. So, we will get it as 5 by 2. So, the lowest form is 5 by 2. Next, 13.7. 13.7 we can write it as 137 by only one digit in the decimal part, that means the number of decimal places is 1. Number of decimal places is 1. So, we can write it as 137 by 10. Now, find out the highest common factor for 137 and 10. So, you can see that 137 and 10 there is no common factor except 1. Therefore, the lowest form is also 137 by 10 itself. So, the answer is 137 by 10. Next, 21.2, the decimal number is 21.2. So, we can write it as 212 by only one decimal place, therefore, it is a division by 10. So, 212 divided by 10. Now, find out the highest common factor for these two numbers, 212 and 10. So, both are even numbers. So, we can take it 2 as the highest, 2 as the factor and it will be the highest common factor. Then 212 divided by 2, 212 divided by 2, 1 time, then bring 1 down, not possible. So, put 0, then bring 2 down, 2 6 are 12. So, 106 divided by 5. So, the lowest form is 106 by 5. Now, exercise 8.2 also we have the same type of question, write the fraction in the lowest terms. So, write as fractions and lowest terms. First of all, you have to write as the decimal fractions and after that reduce to the lowest form. 0.60 So without the decimal point, first you write the number, that will be the numerator 60. 60 will be 60 divided by, count the number of decimal places, 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places means it will be the division by 100. The denominator will be 100. So 60 by 100. Now we have to reduce to the lowest form. Now 60 and 100, which is the common factor, we can take 2. 2 as the common factor. Then 60 divided by 2, 30 by 100 divided by 2, 50. Now again, can you find out the factor? Is there any common factor? Yes, 30 and 50 will come in the table of 5. So we can divide both numerator and denominator by 5. So equal to 5 6 are 30, then 10. Again 6 and 10, again we have the common factor. Which one? 2. So divide both numerator and denominator by 2, you will get it as a 3 by 5. So here we reduce the given fraction into lowest form by step. We did the division. First we divided the given fraction by 2, then after that 5, then after that again 2. And if we can find out the highest common factor, so we can do it in one step itself, that is 60 by 100, 60 and 100, which is the highest common factor? 60 and 100, which is the common factor? 20. Highest common factor, we can take it, we can say that it is a 20. So 3 by 5. The highest common factor we can find out 60 and 100. So 2 3s are 30, then a 5, 10, again with the 2, 15, 25, with the 5, 3, 5. Okay. So 3 and 5, there is no common factor. That means no common factor because 3 and 5 are prime numbers. So we cannot find out. Therefore, these are the, when you multiply these numbers, we will get the highest common factor. HCF we will get it 2 2s are 4, 4 into 5, 20. Therefore, we can divide both numerator and denominator by 20. So the answer will be 3 by 5. Otherwise, you can do it in a step by step. We can find out. Next, 0.05. 0.05. So without the decimal point, you write down. So 005. So 005 means what we have to write? We have to write it as a 5. So we can write it as 5. 5 by, count the number of decimal places, 2 decimal places. 0.05 has 2 decimal places. So the denominator is 100. 5 by 100. Now reduce to the lowest form. So 5 and 100, we can divide both numerator and denominator by 5. That is 1 by 100 divided by 5. What is the answer? 100 divided by 5. 100 by 5. 5 2s are 10. 0, therefore 0. We will get it as 20. Therefore, the answer is 1 by 20. Now next, 0.18. So 0.18 means it is 18 by, number of decimal places is 2, therefore 18 by 100. So that is the corresponding decimal fraction. Now reduce to the lowest form, 18 by 100, we can divide both numerator and denominator by 2. 2 9s are 18, then 100 divided by 2 is 50. So I can, so 9 and 50, there is no common factor. Therefore, the answer is 9 by 50. Next, 0.125. 125 by, count the number of decimal places. There are 3 decimal places. Therefore, the denominator is 1000. So 125 divided by 1000. Now we have to reduce to the lowest form. We have to write down the lowest form. So 125 and 1000, which is the common factor? 5. So we can divide both numerator and denominator by 5. What is 125 divided by 5? 125 by 5. 5 2s are 10, 25. 25. Therefore, 25 by 1000 divided by 5. 1000 divided by 5. 5 2s are 10. So 200. So 25 by 200. Again we can reduce. Then divided by 5. So 5 by 200 by 5. 200 by 5. 5 4s are 20. 40. 5 by 40. 5 by 40 again we can reduce. Divided by 5, which is equal to 1 by 8. So the lowest form is 1 by 8. But if you can find out the highest common factor for this 125 and 1000, we can do the division in one step. We can reduce to the lowest form in one step itself. Otherwise, what you have to do is you have to do it step by step. So 125 is the highest common factor, that is 125 by 1000. So we can divide both numerator and denominator by 125. So 1 by 8. So if it is difficult to find out the highest common factor, you can do it step by step and you can reduce the given fraction step by step and find out the lowest form. Now homework, exercise 8.1 question number 5, 3 questions, and exercise 8.2 question number 7, 3 questions. That's all for today's class. Thank you.